What's up everyone, this is SliferKing here, and today you join me for another one of my Yu-Gi-Oh deck profiles, where today I'm going to be showcasing off my updated Gem Knight deck profile. So it's been a very long time since I've updated this deck profile. In fact, this is arguably the biggest, one of the biggest rebuilds that I've ever had to do for a deck profile since the last time I showed it off. At least, I think I've done the deck profile for Gem Knights. I might have done. But anyway, yes, I did a very extensive rebuild on this. So I reckon half the deck is completely changed from what I had to last time. So yes, generally deck profile wise, Gem Knights is one of my favourite archetypes to play. So I was very looking forward to the new support that came out and Power of the Elements, and yeah, it is really fun to play. So let's go for the deck profile. So first off, we have the new Gem Knight, which is 3 Gem Knight Quartz. So this basically acts as a searcher for the new fusion card, which is in the deck. So its ability is, when your opponent controls a monster, you can discard this card, set 1 fusion continuous spell directly from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except Gem Knights. If this card is used as material for a fusion summon, and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can add 1 Gem Knight monster from your graveyard to your hand, except Gem Knight Quartz. So this is a little bit of a recycling engine as well, as long as with a searcher. So the majority of the time, you'll probably end up going for Gem Knight Obsidian if it's in the graveyard, because with this one, you can if this card is sent from the hand to the graveyard, you can target 1 level 4 or lower normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. The good thing about this is that there's quite a few level 4 or lower normal targets, so this definitely works quite well. The other one that works with the normal monsters is Gem Knight Lazuli. So this one is kind of similar, but instead of special summoning, it will add the normal monster to your hand. And speaking of normal monsters, so first off, the first which I'm running is 2 Gem Knights Tourmaline. So this is a Thunder one. This is the Thunder Gem Knight, which works well with one of the fusions. And then the other one I'm running is 3 of Gem Knight Lapis. So this works with another one of the fusions as well. So those are, so I've got one more Gem Knight, and that is 2 of Gem Armadillo. So this is basically kind of a Stratus effect. When this is normal summon, you can add 1 Gem Knight monster from your deck to your hand. So most of the time with this, I think you'll probably end up going with either Obsidian or Quartz. So some of the other cards I'm running is 3 of Crystal Rose. This card basically is another searcher. So once per turn you can send, sorry, not searcher. Once per turn you can send 1 Gem Knight or Melodious. So this also works with Melodious, this card as well. From your hand or deck to the graveyard. If you do, this card's name becomes that set monster. But the main reason I run 3 is because of its second effect. If this card is in the graveyard, you can banish 1 fusion monster from your graveyard, special summon this card in defense position. You can only use the effect of Crystal Rose once per turn. So this does help out with some plays later on. Yes, and also one of the new cards we got as well in Power of the Elements was Brilliant Rose. So this card is always treated as a Gem Knight card. So this immediately does help out because Brilliant Rose can be used as a play for the fusions and also the link. So you can discard 1 Gem Knight or misload card, special summon this card from your hand. You can use this effect of Brilliant Rose once per turn. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gem Knight monster from your extra deck to the graveyard until this turn. Sorry, until the end phase, this card's name becomes the same original name / type / attribute as the monster. So this can definitely be used a little bit like a Elemental Hero Prisma type ability. So you can use it to imitate other monsters and go for fusions. Some of the other more random cards, by the way, I'm playing is Rescue Rabbit. So this helps get some of your normal monsters to the field. And just as a random throw-in, I'm also running 1 Volcanic Shell, but I will explain that later. So there is my there's the monsters for my Gem Knights. Now we get to the spells, and obviously as a staple, I'm running 3 of Gem Knight Fusion. So Gem Knight Fusion. So basically, you can send from your hand or side of the field to the graveyard the fusion materials listed from Gemini Fusion, then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. This fusion summon is always treated as a fusion summon. If this card is in the graveyard, you can banish one Gemini monster from your graveyard, add this card to your hand. So, yes, basically you want to try and get your Geminites out as quickly as possible for the fusion, and then you can also recycle this card if needed. Some of the other new fusions, I'm running 2 Scatter Fusion. This is the new one which was introduced in Power of the Elements. This works really well with Courts. So Courts can basically get you this card, and this card basically, during your main phase, if your opponent controls a monster, you can fusion summon one non-rock Gemini monster from your extra deck. So you can go for quite a few plays with this, and it does help out with the OTKs. Another fusion I'm running is Particle Fusion as well. So you can send from your field to the graveyard. Send from your side of the field to the graveyard the fusion materials monsters that are listed for a Gemini Fusion. Then special summon that fusion monster from the extra deck. When you do, banish this card from the graveyard to target one Gemini fusion monster, fusion material monster used for that fusion summon, and the fusion summoned monster gains that monster's attack until the end. So it's a bit of a fusion with an attack boost. Then we get to the staple, so not necessarily staples, but thrones. So I'm running 2 unexpected die, or dia. So this helps get your normal monsters out as well. So it's just another way to get them out quicker. And then we just get to the staples. Monster Reborn. 2 Twin Twisters. A 1/1. Flawless Burial. Caught by the Grave. There is one other spell I'm running in the deck, and that is 2 of Catapult Zone. So with Catapult Zone, once per turn, once per turn, if a monster you control would be destroyed by battle, you can send one rock-type monster from your deck to the graveyard instead. So this acts as a little bit of a protection spell if needed. And obviously, with Gemnites, there is a decent amount of rock-based monsters, so you can use them as protection for your other Gemnites later in the game. I don't use this as much as I used to, but it's just nice to have as a defense card. So yes. So also this is very rare for me because this is very rare because I very rarely have monster and spell based decks. I normally have at least one set of traps, that type of thing. So those are the spells. Now for the extra deck. So I'm going to go through the exceeds first. So first off, I'm running Gemini Pile just as a novelty, and also this also kind of works with some of the other plays as well, because one of the cards does say only Gemini monsters, so I'm throwing this in just in case. Some of the other exceeds is Wind Up Zenmanes, Dark Rebellion, Exceeds Dragon. I run that in everything. 1/1 Silent Honor Arc. Number 82, because this does work with Catapult Zone, because this does work with field spells. And also number 50, Black Ship of Corn. So those are the exceeds. For the Link monster, I'm running 1 Gemlight Phantom Courts. This card is very good in this deck. I'm actually tempted to maybe run the second one, because what it requires is 2 gem monsters. So if this is Link Summon, you can add 1 Gemlight card from your deck to your hand. You can pay 1,000. You can pay 1,000 life points. Fusion summon 1 Gemlight monster. Gemlight fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling fusion monsters in your possession listed into your deck. Sorry, that are banished in the graveyard. So yes, this is basically another way to get your Gemnites out fast. And now for the fusions themselves. So I'm running 2 of the new one, which is Gemlight Lady Rose Diamond. So this one works with Quartz because Quartz is a fairy type. So once per opponent's turn, the first time a Gemlight monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, it is not destroyed. During your turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish 1 Gemlight card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, destroy. So it's a little bit like a Stardust effect that acts as protection. And also during my turn, so during the turn which you use this, if an opponent activates a card effect, then you can negate it and destroy a card. So yes, also running one of Gem Knight Master Diamond. This is not too difficult to bring out, actually, thanks to some of the new support. So that's definitely, and this is definitely a powerhouse. Then we have 2 Lady Lapis, so this works with Lapis. Then we have 1 of Prismara, 1 of Zirconia, and then 1 of Citrine. So going back to why I said I was running 1 of Volcanic Shell, this is the reason, because this requires a Gem Knight and a Pyro type. In the past, I would have run the Gem Knight Pyro type, but I feel like having just 1 of Volcanic Shell is good, so that can like just act as a random go-to. So Citrine's effect is must be fused and so on. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effect until the end of the turn. So this is maybe a way to also help out, like if you want to kill the game off, because say you got Powerhouse and they might have like some traps, attack with this, and then they can't activate any of the effects. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of an interesting tech card. Actually, in my previous build, I'm not going to lie, I actually ran multiple of these, but yes, this build is definitely a lot better than my previous one, I'm not going to lie. So there has been my deck profile for the Gem Knights. Like I said, this is generally one of my favourite archetypes to use in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I was definitely very happy that Gem Knights got new support. So any excuse to replay the Gem Knights, I'm definitely happy about. So that has been my updated Gem Knight deck profile. If you've enjoyed this video, and if you want to know when my newest ones will come out, then please make sure to like this video and subscribe to know when my newest videos will be coming out. I hope you've enjoyed, and for now, this is SliferKing, signing out.